Hi, this is Pat Kerwin for the Real Football Network, and it's the beginning of Week 10, the end of Week 9. There are three teams I'm just compelled to talk about, and I've been asked a lot in the last couple of days about these teams. Let me start with the Green Bay Packers. What's wrong with the Packers? They've lost 2 games in a row. People are panicking. Well, okay, we all know the facts. You lost to 2 undefeated teams, and you lost to both of them on the road. You are not a very good road team, and you haven't been a very good road team for a long time. I'll give you a couple of examples. You won a Super Bowl off the 2010 season. Since then, you're 44-7-1 at home, but you're 29-23 on the road, and most recently, you're 11-12 on the road. You're not even a 500 team on the road, so solve that problem. The other problems are all about defense right now. Rodgers will deliver, and I know he's missing Jordy Nelson, but he still finds ways to throw for 300 yards. Here's the problem with the defense as I see it. In the last 3 weeks, you've given up 1,140 passing yards and 5 passing touchdowns. You can't stop people, and you can't sack people. In the last 3 weeks, you're getting a sack every 42 pass plays. What happened to the big pressure unit? Where are they? I know there's issues, but you have pass rushers. You're not getting there. And in the last 2 weeks, the run defense, well, you sprung a leak there. 290 yards rushing in the last 2 weeks. So it's the road and it's your defense. And you need to fix both of those things or you're going to find yourself in a bad spot. So let me do a little fortune telling. I still think you're going to land up as a 12-14, which means you're going to lose 2 more games. I think you'll be the 2 seed in the National Football League, but ultimately you're going to have to go on the road. And you know what your record on the road in the playoffs has been since you won the Super Bowl? 2 wins and 4 losses. Nope, that's your overall record. All right, Green Bay, you got work to do. Next team I want to talk about is Atlanta. What a hot start. 6 straight wins. Everyone's excited. They look like they're going to fight for the number 1 seed. Now, 3 straight losses. All right? And you think about these losses and you start to realize who you're losing to. Your 3 losses out of the last 4 weeks are the following: New Orleans, Tampa Bay, and San Francisco. You know what their combined record is? 10-16. If you take away your 3 losses, they're 7-16. You're losing to bad teams. Why? Well, you've had 1 rushing touchdown in the last 4 weeks. 1. You had 10 in the first 5 weeks. So your run production's not there right now. Your defense is still tightening it down pretty good. I'd say Matt Ryan is not playing great right now, but you need to get in the end zone with your run game. And if you don't do that, you're going to end up being what I think right now you are, an 8-18. And finally, the Dallas Cowboys. So easy to say, well, they can't win without Romo. They've lost 6 straight with the backup quarterback. And all that's true. But there are other issues there that are starting to creep into the formula. Let's take a look at the defense of the Dallas Cowboys. In the last 6 games, as I said, all losses, you have given up 168 points, or 28 points a game. Part of that's because the offense turns the ball over, but you're not able to respond. You're not able to stop people. Your backup quarterbacks, oh, by the way, and the backup quarterbacks around the NFL, they can't average 29 points a game. They can't do it. Also, what's going on with this defense, while he had a 6-game losing streak with backup quarterbacks, you've created 1 turnover in 6 weeks. Your backup quarterbacks need 2 or 3 extra starts every game, or they're not going to win. So your defense, what are they doing? Giving up too many points, not creating turnovers, all right? And then that offensive line, that's so awesome. You run the ball very well still. You'll still give us 120, 125 yards on the ground. But your pass blocking, want to blame the backup quarterbacks? Go ahead. It's not all them. You've given up 14 sacks. All right, so when you're starting to give 2 to 3 sacks a game up with backup quarterbacks, your defense is never getting the ball back. Your defense is giving up 28 points a game. You're going to be good. But here's the good news. I don't think you're going to make the playoffs. That's the bad part. But the good part, I think you're going to crawl back to an 8-8 record. You got a lot of character on this team. You got a lot of good players. You'll get Romo back. You'll make a mad dash at the end. Who knows? You might be around here at the end of it. But those are 3 teams that seriously, at this point in the season, we just had to talk about. This is Pat Kerwin for the Real Football Network.